Joined now by Eric Angevine from Storming the Floor. And Eric, thanks for joining me. What brings you to Blogs with Balls?
Well, my partner Marco and I really wanted to, first of all, hear some of the presentations, but we also really wanted to meet some of the people that we've been corresponding with for so long, some of whom have inspired us, some of whom we've just talked to about exchanging links. There's a lot of people out there that it kind of feels like we have a relationship with, and we kind of wanted to make it formal, actually meet them in person.
That's one of the things a lot of people have said here today is that we read so many of the blogs and bloggers who are here, but we don't put the name with the face, and now it's good to actually, heaven forbid, talk to someone in real person, you know? It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, and I've been surprised sometimes by some of the folks who wanted to talk to me that I didn't even knew that our blog existed. Like I've spoken to Greg Wyszynski, who does a hockey blog for Yahoo. I didn't know he knew that we were around, but he's been great to talk to, and I feel like I've made a new contact and a new friend. That's a really excellent thing that's come out of this, and I wanted to meet you too, and here you are.
In some ways it's scary, isn't it? Yeah. You read my blog? What? You know, it's sort of weird.
Well, my greatest fear has been that someone's going to walk up to me and talk to me for a long time, and I'm going to go, I don't know what your blog is, I'm sorry.
What happens to me every day in real life? Yeah. You know, people used to go to high school with, you know the face, don't remember the name. That's the part of getting old. Anyway, tell people who don't know about Storming the Floor. What's it about?
Storming the Floor is a college basketball blog. Marco Anskas started it, and I was very pleased that he called me up and asked me to participate, because I was writing a general sports blog called The Extrapolator, and I was getting kind of tired of trying to dig up a new general sports story every day. So college basketball is my favorite thing, because I grew up in Kansas, and the Jayhawks are big there. So when he asked me to join him, I dropped everything else, and we started writing about college basketball. And we have kind of this concept where we try to do information, analysis, and humor. And I think the humor is where, as a blogger, you can make a little bit more of an impact. People seem to be very interested in that part of what we do, because everyone can read the news right away on any news website there is, but we can kind of give our take on it after the fact.
That's one of the things I've always said right up the front about Sports Media Journal, is that if you want a reverence, I'm not your guy. I mean, there may be other people who do a lot better than we do, and we give them props all the time. We're a little more straight-laced, try to find out a little more about who people are in the sports media. Now, obviously, you guys right now are sort of in a downtime, because the NBA season could be done pretty soon, and maybe by the time this is on, it'll be done. Do you guys do anything with the draft at all?
We tried that last year, because these days, because of the rule that you have to go to they don't say you have to go to college, but you have to take 1 year and do something else before you can go to the NBA. Since we care about college sports, a lot of those guys are going to college now, so there's more college players in the NBA draft than there used to be. So there's a little bit for us to talk about there, because we feel like we've been watching those guys and we know them a little bit better. We still don't know what to do with high school kids or overseas players.
Well, that was going to be my next question in terms of the college basketball stuff. Do you guys try to follow some of the high school kids? I mean, heaven knows the colleges are going after them, at age 13.
Well, that's actually something that both Marco and I hate. We hate recruiting. So we don't write about it in the summertime. Some of what we do is kind of ties in with your mission. We try to interview some of the beat writers and people who write about our sport and find out what they know, how they talk to athletes, how they get athletes to talk to them, and coaches and people like that, because I feel like that's something that the mainstream media sometimes still does very well. They get stories out of people who might be a little reluctant to give them.
Eric, I appreciate your time. Thanks. Good luck.
Yeah, good to meet you.